Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's January 8th. I'm down here in the Regional National Forest of Wyoming. Wow, look at this snow. It is deep. In my last video, I was up on the other side of the highway skiing my S-bound 98s. And you notice that I didn't have a lot of flotation. So today I put on my Voile V6s and I got my Scarpa T2s on. Hopefully it'll help me stay on top a little bit better. It's the first time I've skied my plastic boot setup this year. And I have to admit, it feels a little strange. Of course it always does, you know, the first time you put on a new set of gear for the year. I've been skiing these for a number of years, but they feel so different from cross-country skis that it takes just a minute or two to get used to the big differences. And of course, my S-bound 98s are cross-country skis by design, and these Voile Hypervector V6s are downhill skis. In fact, they're used by A-tiers and other people. And you might wonder, well, what's the difference? Well, of course, these skis have virtually no camber, and there's no center groove, so they just turn so much easier. And of course, the plastic boots are just so much more powerful. And the first time you come out on these, you have to be a little bit careful because it's so easy to overpower the skis. Mainly because your boots are more powerful, and the skis just turn so much nicer. These conditions are really good today. I can feel a consolidated kind of a crusty, icy layer underneath, but we've got really good snow on top. So my first time out on these skis feels pretty good. A little bit bumpy here. So that's basically a warm-up. On this particular ski, we dropped down a couple hundred feet down into this gully, and then we have about 800 foot of vertical over here, and we'll be skinning up and climbing up that. But first we got to get down to the bottom. Well, on these north facing aspects, there's easily a good foot of really soft snow, much less on the exposed slopes. We don't have a huge snow depth this year. This has been El Niño year, and it's definitely been drier and warmer than normal. Well, this should be fun today. I'll go ahead and take the time and skin up, and we'll head up the hill. So far this season, I've only been cross-country downhill skiing, mostly cross-country, and the primary reason for that is the lack of snow cover. And early in the season last year, I was skiing when there wasn't adequate snow cover. I ended up catching a tip of my skis on a buried log and did a tumble. It didn't feel too bad. The fall didn't seem too bad, but I wrenched my knee, and my darn knee aggravated me all season long last year, and it got so bad I had to take several weeks off, and I was skiing with knee braces. But it was a general reminder to me that I need to be very cautious early in the season, especially when there's not a lot of snow cover. And when I'm cross-country skiing, I can tend to be a little more cautious. It also, with my cross-country skis and my cross-country boots, it doesn't put anywhere near as much force on my knees. You get buckled down in these big plastic boots and get these wider skis, and you start skiing more aggressive terrain. The amount of force on your knee is just a lot more than you get with cross-country downhill. It's one of the advantages of skiing cross-country downhill. It definitely is a lot easier on the body. This downhill sequence might be hard to watch. I was hoping for some amazing footage of flawless skiing, but sometimes the conditions just don't cooperate. It's hard to tell from the camera angle, but underneath a few inches of fresh snow lies tricky sun and wind-crusted snow. Combine that with brush and other hidden obstacles, it was one of those runs where caution was the key word for the day. As soon as I got a bit cocky, the mountain would rein me back in and let me know it was in control. Oh well, more snow is in the forecast, and that should help to make this run more enjoyable in the next few weeks. Wouldn't you know it, the snow gets better, the sun comes out, and the drone decides it has had enough dodging the obstacles, so it's going to stop. Oh well, time to change the battery and continue down the slope. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with my drone's ability to navigate its way down the hill, avoiding trees and branches with its AI. If the drone can't figure out a path forward, it will just stop and hover. The outside temperature is around 17 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 8 Celsius, and I'm finding that the flight time is reduced on my drone. The temperature is cold enough that my GoPro gave out after about 10 minutes of recording. The Insta360 camera, which is shown in the upper right-hand corner, has been a champ for me in cold weather, and I highly recommend it. It does take a bit of time to pull the controller out of my coat pocket. Then I have to figure out the best way to get the drone back down to my position without hitting any branches. I'm also going to use this opportunity to reset the home point to my current location. The one thing that I don't want the drone to do is to return by itself back to the top of the hill. For the second drone flight, I set the drone elevation higher, hoping that it wouldn't be stopped by tree branches. The battery was cold-soaked, and I knew the flight time would be limited. It followed me for a few minutes, then it decided it didn't have enough power to continue, and it started to return to its starting point and land. My controller starts to beep in this instance to warn me, so if I'm quick, I can manually fly it back down to my location, which I did. When I was done with the run, I knew that the video that I captured wouldn't be very flattering. The big question is, should I post it? There are lots of ski critics, and I've had a few post comments in the past. I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish, but if you have a YouTube channel, it just comes with the territory. All in all, I've had lots of great comments over the years, and that's what encourages me to create content. I know that sometimes skiing can be frustrating, but believe me, it wasn't frustrating with this ski. It was an amazing outing, and I enjoyed every minute of it. At any rate, I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining. If you have, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, be safe, be kind, and remember to be cautious when conditions warrant. You don't get any style points for injury.